probably should have doubled it instead of having it, because it's real life. Sort of. Felt very validating to me personally. So hi, I'm Sock Marionette, doing business as Bargain Counter Argument. I'm a middle-aged lady in a tiara, talking about books and celebrating Christmas in January. Well, you might be saying, what is Christmas in January? I know about Christmas in December. That's when it happens. I know about Christmas in July, so that's when people have kind of mid-year parties and maybe some sales and things like that. But Christmas in January? Well, after the most recent Christmas season was over, I had a lot of books left over. These were seasonal reads, books that featured a Christmas element, mostly romances. In fact, I think entirely romances, that I was planning to read during December, or at least choose from during December. And I did read a fair number of Christmas reads in December, but I had a whole lot left over. So I decided that I would just read them throughout the year. And taking a page from my friend Stormy's book, as it were, Storm Reads is the name of her channel, I'll link in the description, I decided to wrap them. Like, she did that for Bookmas. She had her dad wrap a bunch of her books, and then she opened one on camera each day. She didn't read them, but she was like talking about the books, and it was kind of a fun discovery project. So I decided I would wrap those books without paying too much attention to what they were as I was wrapping them, and then just set them aside and then grab one throughout the year as I felt like reading a Christmas book. In a live stream, I floated the idea of doing that specifically on the 25th of each month, and Stormy again was like, oh, that's a great idea. I like that idea. So I was like, sure, you bet, why not? And so today is, in fact, the 25th of January. It's a Sunday. We're having a lot of snow. Many people throughout the country are experiencing that. I think it's called Winter Storm Fern. And so I'm staying inside. So I got all of my errands are done. Like I did my errands on Thursday. On yesterday, I took the trash out to the garage, the recycling as well. And then I also made stroganoff, which I'm going to have for lunch today because I wanted to let it mellow overnight in the fridge. And I also made some cookies that I was planning to do this recipe back at Christmas, and I didn't get around to it. I just made other cookies. And so I made those cookies yesterday, and I will have some later, and I will tell you all about them when I do. And I am going to read a Christmas book. Now, this was not one of the books I wrapped, because this was a book I bought new at Marshall's. Marshall's, or actually TJ Maxx. Marshall's and TJ Maxx now carry novels as well as coffee table books and cookbooks that they used to have. They still have those, but now they have more novels. And I found this one, Good Spirits, with a sprayed edge. Ooh, pretty. I read Love Light Farms by BK Borison, and I enjoyed it. And I've heard really, really good things about Good Spirits. So this was one I saved, like I said, without wrapping it, because I knew I was going to want to read it sooner rather than later. So that's going to be what I read today, and I will update you. It's a few hours later. It's still snowing. I think we've had probably about 7 or 8 inches here. And I had a nice lunch. We had the turkey stroganoff that I made yesterday with egg noodles, and Mom Marionette made a nice garden salad. She felt extra fancy, so she put in carrots as well, which was very nice. And speaking of Mom Marionette, last night she came to me and she said, are you going to be on camera over the weekend? And I said, probably. And she said, well, do you want to borrow my Let It Snow? It's upside down, but it says Let It Snow PJs for when you're on camera during the snowstorm. And I was like, yeah, that would be lovely. So I'm wearing my mom's PJs. I'm a little over halfway through A Good Spirits by BK Borison. I'm really, really liking it. We have Nolan is the ghost of Christmas past. He's been dead for about 100 years. It takes place in the present. He's been dead for about 100 years, and he keeps hoping he'll like move on to whatever's next, because being the ghost of Christmas past is kind of boring. He only works during Christmas, and he's not able to really feel anything or taste anything. Every once in a while he'll have some hot tamales because they're like spicy enough, cinnamony enough that he can actually kind of taste them just a little bit. So he's not too happy about his afterlife, and he has been assigned to Harriet, but they can't really figure out why she would need a ghost of Christmas past to set her right, because she doesn't really seem to have done anything particularly bad, not compared to the people he usually deals with. So so anyway, and there are, of course, romantic sparks. I'm very much enjoying it. It's going very fast. And I also got myself a little late afternoon snack. I have my very heavy, my Snoopy and a Woodstock. I'd say they're playing in the snow, but it looks more like they're standing around in the snow because somebody told them they had to go out and play in the snow, and they're just waiting to go back inside and have a hot beverage and some cookies and read their book. Or perhaps I'm importing a little bit of my own feelings about playing in the snow into that situation that Snoopy and Woodstock find themselves in. I also have these cookies. See if I can hold them up without them sliding off the plate. These are the ones I made yesterday, and it's a basic sugar cookie recipe. Clearly, it's the kind that you form into balls and bake rather than rolling out. You can tell by the shape of them. And instead of using vanilla extract, I used anise extract, and then I also added chopped dried apricots. It's really tasty, and I didn't make them at Christmas this year for some reason. But I did make them yesterday for Christmas in January, and they're really good. And I have the recipe. I only made a half batch, and I should have made a full batch. I probably should have doubled it instead of having it, because we're like, these are good. We want to eat them all. I was running low on anise extract though. So anyway, I'm going to have my coffee and my cookies and finish a good sports. I'm going to have my coffee and my cookies and finish a Good Spirits by BK Borison, or Good Sports by BK Borison. I don't know what happened there. I decided to just leave it in because it's real life. Sort of. Speaking of whether or not this is real life, something I forgot to mention in the last clip is that this is one of my Christmas trees. I have a larger Christmas tree in my bedroom that I leave up year round. I have a small I have a small Christmas tree downstairs that I leave up year round, and I have this one that I leave up year round. Right now it still has Christmas ornaments on it, but soon I will switch over to bookish ornaments. Last year this was all like food and food related items on it. This year it's going to be book type ornaments on it. And the other one was the Christmas tree, and I took all the Christmas ornaments off, and now it's my Valentine's Day tree, which I will be debuting during my countdown to Valentine's Day videos starting on February 1st. And yeah, so I'm going to continue to hang out admiring the tree and looking at the snow beyond, and having my coffee and cookies. It's about 6 o'clock in the evening. It's dark out. It feels much later. I got very, very relaxed and mellow while I was enjoying my Christmas book. As I got more relaxed, so did my hair. And so I really liked this. I'm going to go ahead and say it is a 5-star read. Probably, sure, 5 out of 5. I was tempted to say it was a 4.75, and then I realized I have this arbitrary thing in my mind that I shouldn't give out 5 stars unless the book changes my life. And this, I enjoyed it. It didn't change my life, but it did come into my life at exactly the right time. And so I really liked it a lot. It is, it's very hard for me to gauge how spicy something is. So if you are spice averse or spice reluctant, I would say probably find somebody else's opinion or content warnings or something, because again, not the best person to assess that. I will say this, the spice is, I guess, kind of explicit. However, it does not come until after the characters have known each other for a while. It's more than halfway through the book. So if you don't like a story where the characters like get super, super physically intimate with one another right away, you don't need to worry about that with this book. If you're super spice averse though, maybe not. Maybe it's not the book for you. It is also, I forgot to mention this before, it is first person alternating between Harriet and Nolan, so you get both of their perspectives, which is, I always like that. It's always fun for me. And I actually have a quote. I don't usually do this when I review books, but this one got me where I live. Despite the disappointments life has handed you, and the hurt and the heartbreak, you choose to be these whimsical, colorful things. And I'm like, yes, I wear tiaras and I have Christmas trees that I keep up year round, and I choose to be whimsical and colorful. And that just kind of like felt very validating to me personally. So that was nice. So yeah, I'm probably, since I am so relaxed right now, I'm probably not going to mess with trying to edit or post this until tomorrow and Monday the 26th, which I guess is Boxing Day in January. So yeah, this was fun. I really enjoyed it. I had a nice day. It was kind of frustrating. The first part of the day was a little frustrating because I woke up late and then my day kept going in fits and starts. And then once I finally had a chance to just relax and read my book, everything was very, very lovely. And I mean, the stuff that happened earlier in the day wasn't super bad. I just was getting kind of frustrated because I kept trying to do things and then something else would come in. You know how it goes sometimes. But I feel pretty good now. And yeah, so actually, like I said, I had already decided to read this book, so I didn't bother to wrap it. And so that is also true for the book I'm going to read for Christmas in February. That's also a book I know exactly what it is. So after that, though, when it comes to Christmas in March, we'll get into the ones where I will open them on camera and not really necessarily know what they are. I'm looking forward to that, but I'm also looking forward to Christmas in February because that's a book I want to read. And I'm kind of curious to see what I'll decide to do when the 25th of February comes around in terms of like, will I bake cookies or I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm curious to find out. And yeah. If you're watching this after February 25th, 2026, then you can just hit the playlist and you'll find out. Yeah, so thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, or don't. I'm not the boss of you. And it's so dark out, I feel weird giving my usual sign off, but I hope you have a good day or night.